Do 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 do. Okay, I will require one favor.
What?
I will need someone to listen to the stream. I'm going to mute myself here, but listen to the stream and tell me if I need to up the volume or not. Because XSplit is saying I'm kind of quiet.
Okay.
And
Okay, you sound fine.
Yeah, you sound fine.
well, yeah, but I don't know if I sound fine through the stream.
Yeah, no, you sound pretty balanced with everybody.
Oh, okay. Cool. Also, hi, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
How do, friends?
Hello, viewers. How are you doing today?
Ah!
Interested in some half-price HSD?
Come on, I got a sale. Sound and silence, 50% off.
But no, and actually, he doesn't really don't want to give the wrong impression here to anybody. We're just playing. We're not officially affiliated. We cannot claim of making sales or anything.
Come
Don't
on,
be
man,
really
you're
nice.
underlining my sales pitch.
No, he's right though.
I mean, we wish we could.
Please, sir.
It'd be nice.
Please,
It'd be
sir. Can I
nice
have
to be
some
able to help
rules?
support a game that we do very much love like that, you know? Be nice. But life as it is means
But insert ad here.
shh.
Yeah. Regardless, you should all get to go to Drive-Thru RPG and buy Sound and Silence.
Because it's released now.
Yeah, and it's really good too.
And hey, the artwork is really pretty, so even if you don't understand the references, then hey, cool artbook, yeah?
Works for me.
All right, where were we?
We were at finding out that because somebody needs to do a recap.
I want to do the recap for once. You know what?
Do it.
I don't
Go
think I've
ahead.
done a single one.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, burp cat thing.
I don't
Griffin.
know what I am anymore because of you.
It's a griffin. It's a griffin.
She's a spotty parrot griffin.
Budgie griffin.
I did. Because of them, I am now Blip.
Mhm.
If I remember right, where we left off, we were watching over the wriggly bits of that Vitae demon.
Mhm.
The IRPF came through, did a nice little sweep, and poked it with a really fancy stick, and it made it melt.
I want one.
And now that that's dead, we got compensation, hazard pay, lots of hazard pay. And finally got aboard this ship that's alive, apparently. We probably saw something we shouldn't have already. And
that
now
too,
I'm
list.
dragging the shark around by the tail because I don't want him poking around and getting us into more trouble.
I did nothing.
Yet.
Lies.
Yeah. I will agree with the yet there.
I'm a decker. I don't deal with the bio stuff. You know what my medical score is? 0 with a fault. Pray to the DM that I'm not the one that has to res you.
That sounds kind of like guy in computers. Don't let him touch computers. It's a bad idea.
What's that? I have to put a band-aid on you? Oops.
I accidentally set you on fire.
I'm afraid we have to amputate.
Oh no, I know of that game. We're not having that game. I'm not teleporting across the ship to accidentally kill someone.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was a good summary.
Now, this time on Hiccup Dragons.
I just wanted to get it over with because I finally remembered enough.
Yay!
Yay! It was,
Your
in fact,
obligations.
an accurate and good recap.
Yes. Yeah, you are on the Mind Acuity. The new fancy bioship in the TTI fleet, and you just left Venus. And are on your way to Jupiter. Not Jupiter directly, of course, more Europa, but I mean in general.
Right. Jupiter orbit.
So,
Alright.
yeah, the Mind Acuity is pretty quick, but this journey is still gonna take a few days. You have been given comfortable enough cabins. Well, not the luxury stuff that you're probably used to by now. But
Yeah, no kidding.
but still very nice. You sorry. You are spread across 3 individual cabins, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. I'll leave it up to you to finagle out who is in which cabin. Frankly, not really that important.
It's super important now.
I'm with the shark.
Literally the most
Okay.
important thing we can do.
Cat is with Shork. Apparently.
That is now cabin designation catfish.
Yeah, I was waiting for the catfish. Oh, microphone, why did you do that? Microphone, no. You're not the one that's been drinking.
I love
And,
it. That's fantastic.
And Kuro, I guess Kuro will hang out with Guy then.
Oh shit,
Oh,
what
God,
up?
That means the Ot is unsupervised.
I wouldn't say unsupervised so much as they have all the wiggle and dancing room they could want.
That's true. That cabin is going to be like,
Part of town.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that cabin is going to be redecorated in disco pastiche by the end of the cruise.
Hey, you know what? It might just be an improvement. Maybe the ship will take a liking to it. It's kind of hard to know with bioships.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have been given like a brief intro of basically okay, this is where you are allowed to go, and this is where you shouldn't go, and this is where you get shot on sight if you go there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Okay, back to your hole.
So it's you don't have to stay in your cabin the whole time. And there's stuff to do. You know, there's you have access to some of those observation domes that you had been during the launch of the ship. Of course, the view isn't nearly as interesting during the journey. There's most of the time it's just a lot of stars.
Still pretty though.
That is true. Could probably pull off some really nice meditation there, if any of you's into that.
Yeah.
But what else? You can get food in your cabin, but it's nothing fancy. The food printers there are, let's say, basic. And
Right.
Wow, they're not even running COBOL? Only basic?
No.
Oh.
Only basic.
You stop that.
And what is? Oh yeah, right. You can still visit the cantina, which offers a much greater variety of food things. And also some crew to interact with, if that's something you want to do.
Definitely. Definitely gonna small talk up the any European natives with life differences between living in the mean and living on Europa.
There are many differences.
Then there's many things to talk about.
In general, how is everybody gonna spend their time?
I'm going to be a social butterfly and just hang around in the cafeteria and just small talk.
Okay, Yin does what Yin does and gets on everybody's nerves.
Yee.
Yeah,
Yeen.
I know a yin that gets on everybody's nerves.
I was once a tree. Oh wait, no.
But did I ever tell you how the orange slayed the rake?
Oh lord.
I tried to stop myself in time. It didn't work.
Anyway.
I don't know. Apparently, I'm being supervised now.
I'm gonna start the trip off with some dumb. I am letting Milo know, hey, I'm gonna go up to the observation deck for a bit. You wanna come with, or no?
What was that? Was that the place of that was determined to be a good meditation spot?
Yes.
Okay, double checking. Milo's actually going to be down for that. He needs to drink and decompress. Although he's going to you know what?
What? It's if you want to decompress, there's the airlock.
I'm glad that the GM said it, not me, because I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm already pushing my limits on what puns and jokes I'm allowed here in this session.
I'm just glad someone went for the setup. But Milo's going to take a quick stop by the mess hall, and top off the holy water bottle before proceeding to the meditation chamber and doing such a thing.
Something interesting you notice while just making your way across the ship. Some hallways were marked with basically just careful. It's like with a kind of sort of similar to the caution wet floor, with like a very generic vector person thing that looks like it's stumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And you fairly quickly notice why, because on occasion these hallways are moving.
Oh no.
Are they like articulated? That's cool.
Yeah, it turns out as you walked in before the ship was starting, the most you maybe have noticed is that the walls look slightly different,
And
but they're basically segmented.
And we don't have a single lizard in our group. Shame.
And
Hey, no regenerative shenanigans.
and is basically that there's a few parts where the entire ship is basically able to move, and the hallways have been built accordingly.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it actually looks really neat. Probably like when you go into an amusement park with all sorts of optical illusions. Stuff you just look down the hallway, and ahead of you it's kind of waving and twisting. It can. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time. And on these occasions, it can make walking through that hallway a bit of a challenge.
I imagine it'd be kind of like trying to walk between like subway cars while it was in motion.
I will say that Guy seems noticeably more twitchy in those hallways.
Understandably.
Mhm.
And also, if to add on to that, if Guy isn't going anywhere, since he did say he was going to hole up in his room, basically,
For much.
I would have at least invited him to come with me and Milo. Poke you in the room just to see.
While he appreciates the thought, he's gonna turn you down politely, but Guy isn't exactly interested in moving about this ship more than he has to.
It's spoopy.
It's very spoopy. He doesn't like it.
That, and he is scared about Friendo. Missing Friendo.
Missing Friendo, all the spoopiness. Just no. He said this is one big nope for him.
Oh, the Griffin gives a thumbs up and leaves you be then.
The what?
The Griffin, you heard me. Since apparently in the recap, that's all I have to you.
Cat burp thing.
All you are. You get to be.
Oh
an
wow, this
Imperial
shit's got some
resident.
this. I think we've discovered a transcendent anomaly here.
Yeah, you get to turn into an Empyrean resident at the end of the campaign, enshrined and worshipped. Shucky darn.
Gosh hecky.
In the meantime, I would like to get a body perceived check from everybody.
Oh yay! I suck at that.
Aha!
Oh,
Ho ho!
okay.
You beat me by one, damn it. Arr. Haha, you tied with me.
Sorta.
Guy's very upset.
Guy's upset.
Guy is
Very
hiding
upset.
underneath the bed.
Does not like the ship at all. Nope. Gives him the heebie-jeebies.
Okay. Well, the and actually, I am going to.
Dr. Kid, motion sickness.
Okay. Julius is noticing it as well. You hear, Kel? Julius is noticing things. Occasionally, not often, very, very occasionally. This more than just occasionally. You do get the feeling that you're being watched.
Interesting.
This is the spoop.
Which it's not really the doesn't really it wouldn't really be that surprising. Everything considering, that since you know that this ship has some top secret areas, so there's probably a lot of surveillance. At least you imagine. However, very, very occasionally, you do get the impression that you're not just being watched, but that there are actually eyes. It's like somewhere in the corner of a room you're in. You see it just from the corner of your eyes,
Oh,
and just when you look at it, then there's not actually anything there.
that is unsettling.
Everybody do a mind exert logic roll.
Milo may or may not be muttering something about demons at this realization.
I love that Guy is completely unaware of it because he's just so freaked out doesn't know the particulars of why he should be freaked out. But as soon as it's explained to him that there's a thing going on, he totally gets it. Freaking hell. What even?
That somehow makes a great degree of sense.
I guess.
Definitely muttering about demons.
Definitely muttering about demons. Fucking demons!
What is this demon ship? I do not like this thing. Okay, Shark Boy apparently would not deal well with the infested in Warframe.
Clearly not.
Cora?
Alright, what was that? Body perceive? What?
Mind exert logic.
Mind exert logic, thank you. I'm 12, I have 3 ranks in that. Oh, got 1 success.
Okay. Well, you soon realize that the only time where you actually seem to notice the eyes is when Julius is around.
Huh, that
You
makes
stop
a degree of
looking at
sense.
Julius. You stuff it.
Well, it does make sense. He is a transcendent oddity / anomaly.
Okay, do we still get the feeling of being watched even though we can't see the eyes?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay. So, they're still looking, it's just we can't see them unless he's around.
Curious.
Spooky.
Okay, I want to do a thing.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Out of the... One of those times where it appears in the corner of my eyes, I want to go up to the wall and poke it where I thought it was.
You know, the fact that you're trying to poke a disembodied eye, you know, normally I would say that you're being silly, but in this case, please, jab it real hard and tell it to knock it the hell off.
Milo's going to stop her because he doesn't want to be ejected into space by the living ship demon.
Nope, fuck it. Stab it.
He doesn't know I am going for it. I'm just walking towards an innocent-looking wall.
I'm not
Literally.
That's it.
Innocent looking.
I'm on the other side of the everything from you now. I thought you were supposed to be chaperoning me.
Apparently not. We can clearly see who the responsible parties are here.
Why is it me? I'm the high-functioning alcoholic.
That's
Hey,
the sad
you know what?
part.
I mean, it makes perfect sense for Guy because he's a paranoid little weirdo and stuff like that drives him nuts. So, I mean, his desire to stab its eyes out makes perfect sense.
Why am I the voice of reason?
Okay, but does Milo know I'm going for the eye? I'm just sort of saying, hold on a sec. I'm not...
Camellia,
Yes.
the spot you poke is quite solid.
I'm gonna poke it one more time and go on my way.
Yeah, no. Still the same.
When it's sometime in the middle of the night, you're going to get the weird sensation that someone poked you awake, but your room is going to be empty.
Ooh.
The ship is going to be like, 2 can play at that game, boop.
Because it is required that we take something small and blow it way out of proportion. Because it is this group. And also because it's in character, Milo's going to just walk down the ship and see if he can notice anything with his EM sense that shows up at the same time. He's like, something's looking at me.
That's a good question. I am not actually sure, but I'm gonna say no. Or there's nothing you notice over the general background EM noise.
Shark is unhappy.
I mean, it's transcendent. Like, I'm assuming Milo brings this up at one point to Kura.
Probably, yeah.
Kura kind of, thinks it over for a little bit and says,
Well, that's the thing. Transcendent technology doesn't, operate on this reality, yeah? So, I mean, the reason you probably couldn't sense this with EM tech is that, well, there's nothing to emit any EM tech. It's just, not here.
Demons.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
no,
there was a bunch of tribes on Ganymede that thought that TTI tech was literally angels and demons, but, well, it's just science that we don't understand yet.
So it could be demons.
Sure.
What I'm hearing is demons.
What I'm hearing is demons.
I mean, Kura thinks back to when they killed a Whisper, and then kind of nods slowly, like, yeah, could be demons.
Keep in mind, we've come across two things that could very easily be defined as demons.
I mean, one is even
It's
called
demons.
a demon.
It's literally a demon.
Still sad nobody actually tried to look into that suitcase.
To be fair, I don't think I was here for that. Or no, I was here for that. It's just Melissa grabbed it before I could check
Yeah, I
it out.
snuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are birds in suitcases? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guy? Because you're the only other old guard.
leave me alone. I think I'm gonna have Guy. Every time this sensation of the eyes occurs, Guy will stop talking. No matter what, even if he was mid-sentence. Every time it starts, he will stop talking. And just stare at wherever he's feeling the feeling come from. Until it goes away. However long it takes. He'll just sit there and stare at it like, so you're gonna watch me, I'm gonna watch back. You can at least be nice about it and present yourself.
Fight me, ghost.
Fight me, ghost. Or at least talk to me openly, but pick one.
Also, do Kuro say anything about the whisper out loud?
No, he just thinks about it.
No, he
Okay.
whispered it, obviously.
We're not going to talk about the Whisper on the ship. We're not going to talk about anything that has to do with Julius doing the wiggly thing. We're not going to talk about any of that.
We're definitely
For
not going to talk
any
about our
reason.
metaburb.
Nope. We're talking about none of that.
Alright, well, since Milo's just going demons at this point and not really saying much else, I'm going to drag his butt to meditate.
Oh, right, we were going to do that.
Yeah.
Kind of difficult to meditate. Man, every time I hear this song, I think of, Skullgirls.
I was considering going with the with creepy music, but nah, it would have been too much.
Also, LA Noir. That too.
I should play that sometime. Anyway, all right. Now, after a few days of travel, you are getting a ping, a message, an email, whatever, that the captain is asking you for a conference meeting, requesting your presence.
Absolutely.
No! Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
I'm assuming all of us.
Yes, the entire group.
Okay. Yep.
How many times do we have to put our face down on the floor on the way there?
So far, not at all.
Captain, my captain?
Just noticing I haven't yet figured out a name for said captain.
Potato.
Silence, heretic.
What was he again? He was a seal?
No, that
Didn't-
was your liaison person.
Yeah, the liaison was a leopard seal.
No, the captain was a skink.
Oh.
Must resist urge. Pet.
Indeed, you must. It's considered kinda rude.
Yeah.
And also, he held absolute authority over this ship.
I mean, it's okay because Kura has giant poofy mane, so he's used to being poked and petted. So I believe he could also resist the urge. But yeah, show up for the meeting.
Okay, that works. All right. Yeah, the meeting takes place in a fairly ordinary conference room-looking kind of place.
Mhm.
No, but again, like most of the rooms of the ship, you know, you always think, oh, there's a living ship, this must be all special, but most of the rooms look disappointingly normal.
I don't know that I'm disappointed by that, though.
I mean, Kura is finally in space, so he is happy and comfortable regardless of the vessel he is traveling in, so long as it's sound engineering.
I don't trust the vessel as a person.
Wow, harsh. You're just gonna judge a ship like that? That's wow.
I mean, it's staring.
It's given us a lot of odd looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's rude, okay?
Gosh, how often can you say that? I don't like this ship. It looked at me funny.
And the
When
worst
it gives you bad vibes, that's what you feel.
Well, here's the thing, though. How often can you say that and not have people look at you like you're insane?
true, right?
But yeah, you arrive at the conference room,
Mhm.
and a few minutes later, the captain is joining you. Motions you all to sit down. Sorry. Then says, okay. I'm sorry for taking so long for this, but well, you know, new ship, lots of things to do. Haven't had really time to meet with you before. So yeah, I mean, as you probably know, I'm Captain Dyer, and well, I'm not gonna bother with everything. You know why you're here, and you. I mean, you probably know more than I do about how these things are supposed to go. So, is everything according to your expectations so far?
Yes.
Kura raises his brow and says,
Bit of an adjustment period for being on a living ship for the first time, but other than that, no, pretty smooth.
T looks a bit surprised at that. This is your first time on a living ship?
Yep. Ran a cargo venture in the Jupiter area, but had my own ship. Never set foot on a living one. Not for lack of trying.
I think this is everyone's first time on a living ship.
Captain,
Wait, so...
may I ask you a question?
A moment, please.
Okay,
He like takes out his toggle case, starts typing away for a moment. So these backgrounds on you I was given, those aren't cover stories?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Captain, if it wouldn't be so rude, read a little bit from mine, and I can tell you whether or not those are fictitious. I have no reason to lie.
Well, it says here you are from Mars. So interesting enough, doesn't really have a date of birth.
Does
But
have
don't you-
date of death? That's weird.
That no, it does. No, it doesn't have that.
Oh darn, that would have been funny.
But it said you were working as in food delivery before you took a job transporting something from Mars to Venus.
Yeah. There's no fiction. That is 100% accurate. And I know that's a little hard to believe, but let me put it this way. I've seen far more combat than I ever want to. And when it comes to doing jobs that are, in a word, odd, I'd like to think that we've gotten pretty good at doing.
Okay, and I thought that was just intelligence being up to its usual paranoid self and not giving me any details on this mission.
No,
Great.
we're being pretty straightforward on this one.
Great, so Bauman actually basically hired people off the street for this. He must be desperate. Alright.
I would like to think that I have a personal attachment to the endeavor.
Yeah, of course I can. Is you know what? Never mind. So, in that case, let me see. Well, in that case, there's actually not much for me to say, but wish you a pleasant journey, and alright. Once we arrive at Jupiter, you will be transferred to another ship, which will take you to Callisto. And you can continue your investigations from there.
Right. We haven't been given much about, the whole Callisto project. Is there anything you can tell us about it?
I'm afraid not. I suspect you will given more details on that once we're at Europa. All I know is really that it was a terraforming experiment. The early stages looked promising, but then something went wrong, didn't take, so they abandoned the project. But that's pretty much what was publicly what was told to the public. So afraid I don't have any more information than that.
Kura shrugs and nods. Seems a little annoyed, but not at the captain, just kind of in general.
Well, in that case, congratulations. Then in that case, you're actually the first proper passengers of the Mighty Curity. I hope everything has been nice on your trip so far.
Milo's
Still
just
getting
going.
used to some things, but you know.
Milo's just looking paranoid around the ship.
Captain Dyer,
Yes.
how many living ships have you been in charge of, Captain, for?
This is the third.
And how was the experience with the other two?
Since you are since you are not actual TTI agent, I'm afraid I cannot tell you much about this.
Oh no, I'm not asking for like details on what you're doing or anything. What I'm more concerned with is the feeling. Because so long as we're on the ship, I've been feeling off.
It can be a bit unsettling, that is true. That is, after all, you are actually inside another organism. That a lot of people aren't comfortable with that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something I could grow used to, so I'm essentially looking to see if there's something I should be looking for, if I'm simply letting things get into my head, but I can't shake the feeling of being watched. And I don't know if it's simply me.
Is it just a feeling?
Well, sometimes, unless I'm losing my mind, which, hey, you know what? Stranger things have happened. I feel like there are eyes, walls, on occasion. And sometimes, I'm pretty sure I see them. I haven't quite figured out what the rules are for it, but I've never experienced that feeling. But ever since coming on this ship, it happens.
Kura nods and kind of says,
For what it's worth, you are the only one.
kind of looks a little bit embarrassed for a second, said,
I honestly kind of figured it was normal. Like, we weren't regular crew, so the ship was keeping an eye on us.
You see, that's the reason for my question. It's not that I was trying to bother or dig into something I shouldn't know, but rather trying to make sure that my experience on this ship is not me bothering the ship. I'd really not like to irritate an organism I'm kind of living inside of.
The captain nods as he listens. And then just a second. Sorry.
All good.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat and stuff there. Yeah, the captain listens and nods and says, let us try something. I think I types that his toggle case and says, Mr. Carter. No, voice comes over the thing. Yes, sir. could you have the ship take a look at the conference room 3, please? Of course, Captain. Just a moment.
Milo's looking around wildly. He's not so wildly, just.
And
He definitely pressed X. Yes.
Can I attempt to fake confusion? Everyone feeling that.
After a moment, you notice not one but several, like 3 or 4 spots on the wall where the bonework paneling is just sliding to the side, revealing eyes behind it, like this.
Maybe.
Huh. Yeah, kind of. Never really got a good look at them. Do you mind if I take a look?
Gorup says, pointing at one, like kind of gesturing to get up.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Right.
That's enough, Carter. Thank you. Of course, sir. And a moment later, the eyes disappear again. The holes like sliding close again and disappearing seamlessly. You will have to forgive this ship. It is young, it is curious, and sometimes it can't help itself. And he glances at Julius, and one of your group is rather interesting.
I think I understand.
I think the ship's into you.
I would hope, however, that doesn't become a sticking point, as we don't want any issues. We simply wanted to... Mostly, I just wanted a peace of mind to know whether or not it was a angry kind of thing. Like I said, I'd rather not have to deal with a being I'm inside of getting mad at me.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. If the ship was angry in any capacity, then we would know about it. This is simple curiosity.
Well, so long as it's harmless curiosity, I suppose it's permissible.
Kura grins and says,
Honestly, I'm fine with curiosity. If I could talk to it and answer questions, then well, I prefer that over just being watched. Still, though, can't begrudge it.
I am afraid that is definitely not possible.
Mhm.
And to trust me, not just for security, but although that is a concern too, of course. It's just it takes years and years of training to be able to, let's say, interact in any meaningful way with a living ship.
But
Guy doesn't
yeah,
believe that for a minute. A thinking being of any nature might not think the same way you do. But it doesn't mean it can't understand you, or at the very least understand that you're attempting communication in a non-harmful manner. So, whether the player believes that is irrelevant. Guy
Well,
will believe that he's talking his ass.
As an out-of-character comment, while you might be correct there, but that doesn't mean that a normal person will understand its replies.
Exactly.
because these are transcendent beings. They're, you know.
Which I think that's what he was trying. I think that's basically what he was saying is, it doesn't need the training, you do.
Right.
But yeah, I will. I will try to get the ship to not be quite so curious about you. But just know it means no harm.
Shit.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, it's okay. The guy for probably the first time is going to express
Oh
any
my god.
niceties, and he'll like pat one of the walls and be like, "It's fine if it's curious. I just don't like the sneakiness of it. I'd prefer it if it was a little bit more open,
So,
honest."
I would like to point out that as you're doing that, Milo's patting the opposite wall to attempt to soothe the ship.
That's oddly adorable.
Good ship.
I love that we're all just like, okay, well, I mean, if it's semi-sentient and it's willing to say hi, that's fine.
Oh no,
It's gonna fall asleep in your lap at this rate.
no.
Oh.
Okay. Imagine someone who's deathly terrified of dogs being made to pet a dog. That's basically what Milo's doing.
Okay, well, are there any questions?
Are there any
Um,
members of the crew we should be meeting? That's out of character, though. 'Cause I'm sure it's kind of irrelevant, but, you know.
What was that?
Never mind.
Okay.
So, Captain, you mentioned this was a young ship. How old do they get?
I'm afraid that is classified.
Oh. Kura is petting the adorable little critter that he picked up at the his little bioprobe that he picked up at the TTI office.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he in character has come up with the name for it, but for the life of me, I can't think of a name for the poor thing.
It's okay.
Scrappy.
Scrappy. No Scrappy Doo nonsense.
I personally don't have any questions.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. In that case, I need to return to my duties, and I hope you will have a pleasant journey.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's you and me too.
Milo's going to slowly stop petting the ship and leave, looking thoroughly uncomfortable.
I guess I'll go check off the bottom and make sure he hasn't made a fort out of pillows.
Wait, who's making pillow forts?
You to hide from the ship.
Oh. Nah. I just don't like it. The pillow forts won't save me much. Hmm. No, this is what the holy water is for.
Yes. This is indeed a good use for the holy water.
Now I need to know what snapped him. What caused the sudden dislike for the ship?
No, he hasn't been happy with it since he's gotten on board. What are you talking about?
Well, even more so.
Kura's just gonna go back to socializing in the mess hall.
Okay.
More so, he pet it.
Kura's socializing goes fairly well. I mean, you are kind of from the same neck of the woods, or at least the same neighborhood. So, yeah, and like you said, lots of things to talk about.
Yay!
I mean, you probably run into one or two Ganymede natives.
Ooh.
Which, hey, that'll make a trip go by fast for Kura.
Mm-hmm. Yes?
I think during this downtime, I am poking and prodding the Milo for more information on the stuff he's been up to even before the group.
No, go away!
Shoo, no, go. How you say away? No, but seriously, Milo's just gonna look like. What do you have? What do you mean? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Reason and the others have a pretty good idea of what I've been up to. They seem to be good at that. How they can manage to do anything else is beyond me, but...
Well, I'm not them.
I know how much she talks.
Lies.
She talks constantly about me, even when I've done nothing.
What? She can't look up to you.
I'm the youngest. I can't get away with anything.
This is true.
Most people have to deal with 2 sets of parents. I have an army of parents.
Just
they're
wait
all-
till we all start getting older.
Oh,
Everyone wants you to come over for dinner.
Oh no. Oh no. Out of character, oh no, poor shark boy. I need to go. I need to not be under their gaze. I need to do my own thing away from them. I don't need supervision. I have with my group fended off at least 2 things that were unpleasant. Probably could be defined as horrific demons. I don't want them to know that. Not at all. Because if they find out about it, which is why you're not telling Reason this, all of them will suddenly decide to move in next door. And then I will have to spend another couple years trying to disappear again. I think the only reason I did it this last time was because they got bored.
She's just laughing this entire time. Because now you have to deal with her being there.
Scratch that. It's definitely just because they got bored.
You actually, they don't care about you, that
They-
she wouldn't send her loved one over just to check up. It's not out of boredom.
They care too much.
Exactly! It's not out of boredom.
Press X to doubt.
Milo's having none of this. Thoroughly unamused. And he's going to take his holy water and promptly walk away. He's not happy right now.
Oh,
I wish to stealth and follow.
What do we roll for this?
Subterfuge, of course.
So, body observe versus body perceive?
Yes.
I believe you also do get to add subterfuge to it as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Body exert subterfuge for Milo, body perceive subterfuge for Camellia.
And also there's another 8 attached to that.
I'm afraid you do not manage to get away from Camellia.
It's okay, he thinks he has. It's fine.
Peace of mind, even false.
He's probably grumbling something about crazy demons trying to kill him. His swarm of female family that baby the shit out of him. And his job was so much nicer when people just asked him what was broken with their network. Back when he was just a simple security auditor and didn't have to do any of this weird shit.
Well, I mean, that was also before he met Guy.
He-
So, I mean,
This is why Milo's usually trying to be really nice to Guy, because he understands. It's just slightly less weird for him. What's everyone else doing so we can stop picking on the poor shark boy?
No, that's the best part.
No! We're getting delicious backstory here! What's wrong with you?
Guy has picking up to talking to the ship. Everyone thinks he's nuts.
No boob shark!
But yeah, he's picked up talking to the ship, usually under his breath so no one else can hear him or anything. But yeah, it's not a little bit either. It's like anytime he's not around one of the members of his of the group, of his immediate friend group, he will talk to the ship about stuff, especially when he can visually see its eyes. I'm pretty sure at this point the security detail thinks he's either completely out of his head, or he's convinced that the ship is watching him of its own accord.
I mean, which either one could be possible.
The being watched incidents, by the way, do get fewer and further in between after your talk with the captain.
That's
So,
nice.
someone had a talk to the ship, and then told it, stop watching the passengers like that. Be a good ship.
You stop that.
Be nice.
It's not polite.
I mean, we are monitoring them and all the communications on board, but that's less Intrusive.
Alright, yep. Kura's just gonna socialize his way through the rest of the voyage himself.
I would, but he has a bad feeling about this. You always have a bad feeling, and I'm always right! Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, you spent a few well, let's say the whole thing takes about 2 weeks. You spent through spent 2 more or less pleasant weeks. You know, with more or less meaning some of you enjoy it more than the others. On the mind acuity, until you get a message. Well, like more an announcement that basically hey everybody, we're gonna arrive at in the Jovian system, so Jupiter, like tomorrow. Everybody prepare accordingly. That's what the announcement comes down to.
Alright. Pack your things and prepare to disembark, essentially.
Yep. As you as the time of arrival actually approaches, you are once again invited to watch in one of the observation domes.
Oh, of course.
If you like.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Your contact person, Dale Calderon, the SEAL, is once again there with you. And well, Kura might probably has already seen this. The rest of you soon get your first view of the largest vector structure in the entire system.
Cool.
Yep, what was it called? The Spear of Heaven.
Yes. A monument to Victor Ego. And cool.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that is like the it's not only the TTI headquarters, it is also a tower built from the surface of Europa all the way into orbit, and it is the main spaceport for Europa.
It's kind of a big deal.
Sorta, yeah.
Kura oohs and ahs, even despite having seen it before. Mostly because anything space related that is also engineering related is a marvel to him, no matter how long he looks at it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that he's the Space Corps?
More or less. I mean, he has the spiritualist motivation and the positive spacer background, so everything, like, the man probably, like, low-key worships George, like, I almost said George Carlin for some reason. Frickin' Carl Sagan as, like, a saint. But yeah,
Ooh.
I'm assuming I'm not the only one in the observation dome. The silence is deafening.
Yep.
Sorry, I blanked out.
That's okay. As you approach, or watch the approach towards the Spear of Heaven, you do once again. No, you remember how whatever the ship was looking at occasionally seemed to become partly transparent.
Ah, neat!
That's happening again, except this time it's not just, for a moment it looks like you can look through the hull. It actually just happens.
Well, the crew is just gonna enjoy the view as they go in and kind of marvel at the frickin' transcendent X-ray vision that this thing has.
The majesty of space!
Dale is giving a bit of parry, and during which you also learned that although the ship is actually docking right now, it's gonna be a while before you can actually leave. There's some sensitive equipment and cargo that needs to leave the ship first.
Makes sense.
So you have like probably, I don't know, 2 more hours before it's time to disembark, as they say. At least I think that's how they say.
Yes. That would be correct.
Excellent. So everybody got all their stuff.
Yep.
I believe so.
Excellent.
I think this is the first voyage where Guy didn't try to make friends with anyone. Spent the whole time just, nope, I'm a noping on this one.
Aw.
Tried to make friends with the ship, right?
Well, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, he totally tried to make friends with the ship, so your argument is invalid.
Unfortunately, the ship did not reply.
But it will forever
But there was
miss
no
you.
one there. That's what that sounds like to me, my dude.
What was that?
Tried to call out for help, but there was no one there.
Oh.
I can't remember what game it's from.
Doesn't sound familiar to me, I'm afraid.
Probably Undertale.
Boy. Alright, well, get ready to disembark as necessary. Are we needing a ship to transfer immediately, or lay over and
You were told that somebody would be waiting for you.
Okay, cool.
And so it indeed is. You're leaving the ship, you know, without incident, much like you boarded it, and there is I need a random species generator, really.
The elk.
Elk.
A caribou. Just because I like the word, not because it's any different.
Okay. Let's go with that.
But is it a caribou and elk? Shh! It's a fun word to say.
Actually, even better. Let's make it a reindeer.
There we go.
And you immediately realize that it's a reindeer. At least you would if you knew anything about that, because it's a lady reindeer, but she has antlers.
Yes. Good attention to detail there.
Just tell me her name isn't Vixen. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and laugh the whole time.
No. She introduces herself as Jaqueen Talric.
That is a mouthful indeed.
Trying to be creative with names now.
Jaqueen Tauric, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me to put it in the chat?
Yes, because I like taking notes.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
Cool.
Oh.
Is she really tall? I'ma laugh if she's tall and has antlers on top of that. Talk about some vanity pieces.
She is well, not unusually tall, but the antlers do add a good deal.
Darn it.
Not quite enough to clip doorways.
Oh, probably more than that, considering, okay, if we're gonna say that the average vector is roughly the size of the average human as it is today, but somewhere between 5'5" and 5'8", right? At least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, add about another foot to that, minimum, with those antlers.
Well, if
So-
9-foot ceilings are standard because TARs and macros exist.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well, yeah.
say keep in mind the TORs, the macros, and all the other morphisms that might affect things like height.
Those are really rare, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're particularly rare. The way it works with player characters is we see them more often, but the reality is like, they're a tiny portion of the population.
Because we're
That's
player
why-
characters and thus we're special.
Exactly. But, like, as far as the rest of the demographics go, it's teeny tiny minority status.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part, at least I'm of the opinion that like doors and like ceilings and everything is the same height as it is in the real world.
So, like,
Alright.
those antlers on her are probably a major point of pride for her. Just
They do look very well maintained. But yeah, she's approaching you, and say, "Oh, you must be the group bound for Callisto." And
We must be at that.
well, I have your pictures here, so I know that you are the group. I am Jacqueline Tarek, and if you please follow me. And well, assuming you do so, she immediately leads you away from. Let's say she leads you away from passenger lines and everything, where you would lose it, where you would, like in an airport nowadays, where you go through passport check and maybe customs and eventually immigrations, depending on on what thing you're doing. But she's taking you away to the side room, and you don't actually have to go through any of that.
That's fancy. Also ominous. Hey,
So I hope you had a very pleasant journey.
well, I lived through this one, so yes.
Goro nods and says,
I don't think I've ever had unpleasant space travel. Well, that's not explicitly true, but this one was fine, yes.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, it's a exciting journey from Venus to Europa on the Mind Accuracy. That's wow.
Definitely.
I'm afraid we might not entirely understand the import of it, but hey,
Well, first time on the living ship was important to me.
That's I mean, fair enough. Anyway, would you like to continue on right away, or I could arrange for an apartment for you if you want to rest for a night.
Guy's gonna look at everyone else, pleading in his eyes.
I think it would be better if we hurried along. More or less time sensitive.
Well,
How does everyone feel on this?
I mean, we might as well. I mean, it's not like we didn't entirely lose sleep on this trip.
yeah, I think hurrying along would be a good idea. Melissa? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
Are you falling asleep on us? Don't mind me, I'm just being a pain in the butt.
No, I'm not falling asleep. I'm good.
Okay, if you say so. I'm just teasing.
Um,
all right. Sorry.
Don't die on us now.
Trying not to. In that case, we have a short briefing for you ready, and by the time that is done, your ship should be ready as well.
All right. I suppose as soon as this gets done.
I'm afraid it's not going to be another living ship. It's just a regular old, traditionally built ship.
Don't get me wrong. The Mind Acuity was a perfectly lovely and wonderful vessel. I just can't get used to the feeling of being inside something else that's alive. That's Yeah.
She hesitates for a moment. Looks like she's about to say anything else, but eventually she just nods. It was perfectly understandable.
Can I do a community on that?
Yeah, sure.
It's not necessarily ooh suspicious, but also why'd she hesitate? Come on, let's face it. Not everybody's into war, people.
You crushed her hopes and dreams. I hope you're happy.
Exactly. It's like alright, so community perceive?
Yes.
Communication or
Yeah. It depends. If you suspect duplicity, you can make it subterfuge.
I don't think it's duplicit so much as just withholding a thought.
Yeah, then communications.
Holy wow.
Yeah, there's something she's not telling you.
You know, Jakeen, that's just a passing comment on my own feelings here. It's not... If you have a thought, you're free to share. It's not exactly a formal environment here. And if it is, I don't really understand why.
The Spear of Heaven is a living building.
Oh, interesting. I guess I better get familiar with that feeling.
It's very different compared to being in a living ship. It's, honestly, most of the time you don't notice the difference between a regular building and a bonework building.
I mean, we were on the bonework building on Venus, and to be honest, I could only tell because I'm an engineer. It's what I do for a living.
Ah, okay, very interesting. In the meantime, she has let you into a sort of briefing room. A smallish one, you know. It's not like not briefing for an entire army. So for a small group of people. And after you've all settled down, she doesn't actually walk like up to the big screen that there is, you know, where you would expect somebody to actually talk to you from. But no, she's sitting down with you as well, and start typing away on her toggle case. And the lights dim a little. Large screen. Activates. And okay, first, there's some general information about Callisto, and then you get, you know, like the typical information, the size, orbital thingy, what's it called, how long it takes to go around Jupiter. How long it stays and gravity, stuff like this. Then now, it was about 2 years ago when the that's when Phase 2 started. It was almost 15 years ago that stop with the booping.
So many boop.
That the terraforming project started. And again, there's some very general information. what they did so far. What they did to make everything warmer and enrich the atmosphere. It is not yet breathable, the atmosphere, but and the temperatures, it's quite cold. But it is not inhospitable to life anymore. Which is shown by how about 2 years ago they started on phase 2, which involved the use of specially created nymphs to basically convert the atmosphere further and all sorts of other technical things which I cannot come up with right now.
Convert the atmosphere, make sure the pressure's in the right places, all that good jazz. Technobabble insert here.
Yep. Start with some like plant growth and things like that. Just the start of the or next step in the decades and decades of work it takes to terraform a moon or planet. And well, it's apparently they they recently hit a bit of a snag, which is why your friend Miss McAllister was called in. Since it, I'm afraid I do not have the details on what exactly went wrong, since that is classified. But it fell within her area of expertise. She arrived on schedule and everything seemed fine until, well, we lost contact. And that is where we are right now.
And
was there any news around that time that was suspicious or out of the ordinary?
No, nothing. Nothing we had heard. It's we got the usual updates, and she's like looking through the files on her case. The nymphs were developing well. Just the contact suddenly. Well, I say suddenly. You know, this is even though they are in terms of the solar system, they are pretty much around the corner. You must understand that this is still not a place that has contact with us on a daily basis. For one, because it's simply not necessary. You know, these in a terraforming place, there's no actual news for weeks and months. You know, if everything's going well, then yeah, there's.
Little talk more frequently than that.
Yeah, we're not asking them to phone in every day and say, hey, yeah, going great. Okay, thanks, bye. How's your mom doing? Of course there are certain intervals at which we expect at which updates are expected, and when they missed it for when the update was a day late, nobody was thinking much of it. When it was a week late, that's when we started getting nervous.
Kura looks at the others with raised eyebrows and an expression that says, "What is it with us and like remote facilities that are a week late on certain updates?"
Guy just puts his hands in his little fuzzy hands all over his fuzzy face, and he's just like, "Not again, not again." I mean, I get
He's
it.
gonna have his arms melted by owls again.
When it turns out you're good at something, then expect to be called in on further cases that are similar.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. It's just, God dang it.
Indeed.
It's perfectly logical, and that's the problem. It's perfectly logical. For one side, like a nice mission, like, you know, getting a kitten out of a tree.
Yeah, but we can't get like hazard pay for that.
I don't need hazard pay. Chameleon just meow.
Meow.
Amelia
not
can
what
get
I meant.
herself down from the tree.
So, what we are suggesting is that you start at this point, and she calls up like a map. It has it's an aerial photograph of a sort of outpost. It's like several times before. If you're familiar, or many times, if you're familiar with Moscow architecture, then you've probably seen buildings like this before. Not fancy, but very sturdy. Very it does what it needs to. Yeah, this is one of the primary outposts where the staff would have likely been. It's okay. I mean, listen. I know how this sounds, but frankly, we have no idea what happened to them, and we currently do not simply have the personnel to investigate it, which is why you were hired.
Well, he doesn't look happy, but Kura nods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Guy's just gonna look up from his hands for a minute, pop his knuckles, and just shake his head. Yeah, at this point, I guess I should just take for granted that this is what I do now. But as far as getting this job done, we'll see it through. We'll find out what happened. We'll report back one way or another. You'll know where your people are.
That is excellent. It's always wonderful to meet operatives with a sense of duty.
It's less a sense of duty and more a sense of obligation. If it wasn't for Libby, I wouldn't be here. And, well, in one piece. He smiles in a knowing smile to his friends. So, I would think that, it's important for me to find out what happened to her if possible. And if it meets your goals as well, then so be it, yes?
I guess that is good enough.
Guys just like, better damn well be good enough, because I don't have no fucking loyalty to you guys. Twice you've taken my burbs. Twice!
Our birds! We like those. Now we have a cat who talks about things that should be left undiscussed.
Do not speak of these things, woman!
Poor Shark Boy.
Oh my god, they have pictures of the times they dressed up Milo, and I gotta show you guys some of them.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Exactly this. This is what I mean. You see, Camilla, this is why no one likes you!
Except, you know, it's the entire rest of the party probably loves the shit out of her because of this.
We'll delete it after I get a copy. For reasons.
Okay. While you talk amongst yourself for a bit, Joaquin is checking her toggle again. Says, I just got confirmation that your ship is ready.
Oh, excellent. On to the daring do and crawling through probably barely lit corridors and who knows what monstrosities. I'm so excited. I'm sure Jigward's just like, what is wrong with them?
If you, I'm just gonna link it to you directly. Something along those lines. Wait, that's the right
Neat.
one.
Not
Yes.
the right one? Or...
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Neat.
Alright.
That's about the 16th the cargo space, but the living space is about the same size as the one that I flew. Not nearly as sleek as this one, though. My
I'm
ship
gonna-
looked like a brick.
Show that up on stream because check that shit out.
A brick.
Okay, we're done with that. If you want more, you can pause the VOD.
Pause the video.
Yeah, it's I mean it's Callisto. That's Callisto has atmosphere, so a bit more aerodynamic design makes sense for this. And I believe one of you is a pilot.
That would be Julius, the otter.
Mhm.
I'm sure
You
he's
know-
wiggly and excited.
The person
Who-
without
who
arms.
is- Who is probably bounces all excited.
And doesn't have arms.
Honestly, that's part of why I love the fact that Julius is our pilot. Because, like,
Yeah.
the expressions that people would have to make on realizing that the lateral is the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, Kura can be the co-pilot. He has 2 ranks in pilot.
Oh no, I'm
my
not saying that Kuro
reaction.
couldn't. I just think it's funny that
The lateral.
designated pilot is the lateral.
It's per good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like my reaction summed it up fairly.
What? A nice loud what in the middle of the nice quiet.
It's in the middle of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me? Excuse?
All right. Well then, your equipment, your luggage, whatever you had, is being brought on board. And I guess it's up to you to leave.
All right.
Well, fine, I'll leave. Get out of here, we don't want you here no more.
Wow.
No, I'm just saying it's not like you have to leave right now, but it is left up to your discretion. Discretion
Yes.
is correct, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, yeah. If there's any like purchases you guys want to make, this is probably a good place to get TTI products.
True.
I don't know of any TTI products I want. I mean, unless I can... You know what would be nice? You know what? I think this would be kind of neat. And something vaguely in character. At least. Is there a little tiny bioprobe type thing that acts like a kitchen timer?
What? Like that keeps track of time for you?
Okay, let me put it this way. I want Guy to buy his old boss a new bioprobe thing that'll help him around in the kitchen. As a kind of thank you for putting up with me for this last 2 years. I'm sorry I kind of disappeared on you. Don't hate me, please.
That probably is something along those lines.
Okay. I don't imagine it to be terribly expensive. But at the same time, he'd like to get him a nice one.
Yeah, we can probably arrange something like that. That is actually a nice idea. I like that thought. You wouldn't even have to feed it; it can eat the leftover.
Exactly.
Yeah, the stuff you would throw away at the end of the night anyway.
To help out in the kitchen and stuff, like it'd be able to tell you when food was spoiled. It could time and tell you, hey, this is when it's baked properly. Yeah, sure, you have an oven that does that, but like it's cuter when it's a little critter. What might something like that cost? I have no idea.
50 credits.
Do you remember how much you got the flashlight one for?
Probably a bit more than 50 credits.
200.
51 credits.
I negotiated it down to 200 because I basically justified it with the fact that, like, hey, I'm basically forever contracted to you to get food for the little guy for the rest of its life. So this transaction is going to print you money.
A little bit cheaper than the flashlight.
Let's make it easy and just stick with that. Let's say 200 credits.
Okay. Cool beans. Alright. So that is a 2...
I would like to buy a Firebrand Agent Form, please.
Wait, really?
No.
Really?
I don't even think I can afford... Oh shit, I could.
No.
No! Bad! Bad
all
shark!
bad.
No!
Bleh. Fire-breathing shark! Fire-breathing shark!
Sharks with laser beams.
Sharks with flamethrowers are almost as bad!
No, if I were to, I think I would. Oh god, now I'm tempted to get him actually get him the telepathy one. I like the idea of once per episode I can take control of an enemy.
Psychic shark.
You just dang it! I'm sorry. I opened up the can of worms, so to speak. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it's not. It's not you. It's because the DM said, "Hey, now is a good time for TTI stuff," and I was like, "Okay, what's TTI stuff?" Oh, hello, the first thing in the list. Oh, hello, mind control. That sounds like it could cause some problems for the other guy. And
I have done a terrible thing. I must commit seppuku to regain my honor.
no, Sudoku.
Yep,
No,
clearly.
You must commit Sudoku.
I can't commit Sudoku. I'm terrible with numbers.
It's
Can't you
okay.
tell?
We'll give you the easy Sudoku. Oh no, no.
Dishonor upon me.
Dishonor upon your cow!
Yeah,
It's
it's
that-
basic.
Nearby cow goes, excuse me?
Wait. Yeah, the only TTI specific things seem to be the agent forms.
Yeah. And that's a few things among the surgeries.
Surgeries. Fair.
Alright.
SO's claim.
I don't really have any particular purchases to.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
to
I want it
do.
really bad, but Shark Boy would not be okay with it.
That's fine.
No, it's not. I want him to be fine with it, but I can't do that. He has the money for it, and it's cool.
But he wouldn't get it.
But he has nothing to do with this.
I guess
No.
that's one of those moments where it's like, sucks to be you.
Pretty much.
Alright then. Well, if there's nothing else, then you can get to your ship. Well, temporarily your ship. This is this is not yours. This is not, yeah, basically. It is used for the duration of the mission. And yes.
Speaking of the Agaforms, I may actually want one.
Really?
You stop that.
No. Let her have her cool TTI leech. Where did those attach, by the way? I didn't see anything about that.
I believe it's in your brain.
No, it's
or
it's
or your spine.
it depends on the thing, but yeah, I believe they're basically normally sitting on your back.
That's where
Which is a big old nope for Guy.
That is where the slaver one goes. No, I don't know. I think
I
you
was gonna say
put them wherever,
something
as
really
long as
bad.
it's on your body, it's fine. I was thinking more like on the arm. Wow. As for which one, I was debating between Ruinous or Savior. I know two vastly different ones.
Which
The
one
only
is
issue, allows you to restore yourself or an ally to full base HP once per episode, requires your full turn, and will not be completed until the end of the ally's next turn. If they take any actions, the effects cancels. Does not work on New Blood or Intelliformic characters. And the reason I'm thinking about the Savior is mostly because of the description, and it was... The only issue is I do not have quite enough money yet. And I would probably bother Milo. So yeah, may I borrow money?
How much do you need?
Currently I need...
Razzie, are you there?
Ostensibly-
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I'm reading surgeries now.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, we don't really have a lot of time to do, like, advanced surgeries or anything.
This is fair.
I have 495 on me. These are how much? 600?
Mm-hmm.
I need 105.
105?
You know, if this was still the burb, I would be starting to wonder if she was just around for sugar daddy reasons.
Wow.
If this was still the burp, she'd probably get an employee discount.
Fair.
Probably. I'm just saying, man. Like. If certain characters were more sexist douchebags, there'd probably be a women typical bullshit going on here.
Okay, yeah.
Which is not, because no one is here.
Exactly. We're all decent folks.
Points fingers.
You know who you are. We don't. We might. You don't know. You might know. Ooh. Mystery. Intrigue.
Anyway, at this point, surgery, like, how long would it take to get one of the age forms?
I don't think that would actually take that long, since these are...
How long will it take for you to find and buy it?
Since these are, you know, custom-made life forms that you buy, that probably just have to be fitted, and you get a, like, introduction on how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
So, probably not too much longer than just buying a little timer critter.
Mm-hmm.
Bioforms? Was that the term that was used?
Honestly, I'm thinking of it as being a little, like, pink frog with one big eye. It makes a cuter noise than that, but yes. Something like that.
The little frog, it's so angry, but it's so cute.
It's small, but mad.
He's got a big angry.
Trying to think. With the,
By the way, the original Estes Leech, from the way it is in the first edition core rulebook, which is not the same. This is described as a refined technology. It's defined is described as resembling a smooth array of hardened tendrils that run the length of the spine and wrap around the limbs.
Creepy.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Still creepy, but definitely cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is also, but where is it? There. The whole thing that a 1/1 will die if removed and not placed on your host within an hour. That's a decision that I personally am making. I don't know if Steph is intending it like that, but I'm gonna say that that you're getting some sort of device with it where you can place it in when you don't want to wear it.
Thank you.
A tank.
Yeah, probably.
Something
We're gonna name
cryo-related.
you Bartholomew.
I do get the impression that that is not intended. That this is supposed to be something you pretty much have to wear all the time. But I'm making this executive decision.
Isn't the executive branch amazing?
I honestly appreciate it. Having my investment die because I don't want to wear it for a few.
Mm-hmm. So which one are you actually going to get?
Yeah, I'm also gonna ask in character. I'm gonna bring up, hey, I'm probably gonna grab one of these. I know they look creepy, but their effects that they seem really neat. I'm gonna ask if there's any preferences on which one I nab. And also, I don't know if anyone's forwarding me money.
I mean, Kuro would be willing to forward 50 credits for the Savior one, just because we're going into ostensibly a rescue mission. Well, we're ostensibly a recon mission that's likely a rescue mission.
As far as Guy's concerned, it is a rescue mission. It might be on the surface other stuff, but as far as Guy's concerned, he's there for one person and one person only. And if that only means that he finds out she's dead, so be it. But he owes her that much. He has to know.
Alright, well, 50 credits is... You know what? I actually have some points in community. I might as well try.
Some points in what?
Komumumi.
Oh.
I would like to haggle a little bit and say, hey, I am currently doing some work for TTI, and what I'm buying here may come in to play for this work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is currently a little too high, and I would still appreciate getting one if it helps with the mission.
Okay. Give me a community exert communication. Confusing all the comms there for a moment.
Perfect. Oh, God. Unless 7 counts.
Well, the one is canceling.
One.
Is canceling that, I'm afraid. Sorry.
So the 5 turn 7 don't work.
No. It's
Not quite
would
enough.
have to be an 8. What the? Shark Boy's back. He's family. He'll probably let you money.
Will he?
the subtle.
How much?
Oh. If Kura is giving me 50, I need. I only need 55 more.
I'll mark down the 55.
I appreciate it. But I also, since I didn't quite hear if Guy had a preference. Kuro said please for the savior one because rescue mission, but
Guy will not tell you how to live your life.
Milo will. No, just kidding.
The long and the short of it is, this guy doesn't care. If you want to do that, do it. If you don't want to do that, don't do it. He's not going to make anybody do anything, and is just kind of at that point where he's like, no more waiting, no more bullshit. Let's get this done. Let's get in. Let's get out. Let's get these people home if we can.
Especially our bird friend.
I need my friend back. Which probably sounds a lot more callous than he really feels about it. Because yes, he cares that there's all these people, but it's like, yeah, he can't save everyone, and he knows it.
Well, at least he's a realist in that regard.
Oh no, he's pissed about that. It's probably why he's being so short about it. It's because he's mad that he can't actually save everyone. He wants to, but can't. His hands are too small.
No, if he got the surgery for an extra pair of arms.
alright, yeah, I'll grab the savior one and go 105 in debt. Well, that I'll have to pay back eventually.
Okay.
Credits negative 105.
During the downtime, Milo's probably thinking about the rest of the party that showed up and is now gone. Because the original party, what's left of it, is now him and Guy.
Trish and all them.
And the Bat Boy.
Razor.
I feel a bit sorry for Milo now. Considering how Camila is already treating him, and now she's wearing a symbiont thingy that has a tendency to make the host ignore personal boundaries.
I mean, she's already doing that, so he's not gonna notice the difference.
Not gonna lie, that's also what I partially want.
I swear, if she starts stroking Guy like he's a pet, he's gonna bite her. Either that or punch her real hard in the cooter. We'll find out which. Depends, I guess, on where she starts petting him.
Okay, but the description for the thing states that basically, if I see someone injured, I am looking for an opportunity to just heal you because this feeling is basically euphoric.
Oh.
Stop that!
Oh boy,
Stop
she gets
making
off on
me-
making people better.
Stop making it creepy. I'm so glad I could get to you. I just stop making it creepy and just fix the bandage. Just shut up, okay? I get it. It's great for you too. Just shut up and get it over with.
So, Is this your first time? You stop that!
Okay. I have it marked down.
Okay.
Hey.
I don't
Nice.
know where to put the effects. Although it's fairly easy, just keep
Yeah.
track of what it does.
I believe there's a additional notes thing on the first page. Can put it in there.
Yeah. 1 XP per session, though. Ugh. This war earns favor, which we're not running.
Okay. Hadn't actually seen that. Okay. Yeah. And hey, I mean, by the sound of it, the savior is one of those that actually looks kind of nice. So. Pearlescent white with gold veins. That sounds pretty.
I'm already glowing.
Impressive.
All right.
Although, when it says favor, does that mean like favor as in doing what the Ega form wants, or?
Okay. What the idea behind favor is general that favor is like additional XP that the GM can reward for character appropriate role playing.
Okay, it also says that the Ega form behavioral mannerisms contribute to it too. So those motivations get added to mine.
Yep. I admit, and that's the shortcoming of my GMing. I usually forget about it. The favor thing, I mean.
Fine.
Oh, I was muted. I apologize. But Tygon, here's the thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna repeat myself because I muted myself. Oops. Here's the thing. You don't have to worry about forgetting about favor anymore because now there's someone to remind you at the end of every session. You'll never forget again.
Mm-hmm.
Shork, be nice.
I am being nice. I'm just also being realistic because someone's gonna want that.
Shh. Leave well enough alone.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, well, once you guys are done, you wait. Whoop.
There we go.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
I had a net flip for like the last minute and a half.
Oh,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Bleepy bloopy.
All right. Okay. So, you will right there we were. Your purchases are done and everything, and you get to your ship.
Actually, I had a question.
Yes.
Since we have clearance and whatnot, Guy's gonna do something he normally wouldn't do.
Oh.
Oh.
Just because of the situation that he's currently in. How viable is it for him to get custom rounds for his let's face it, hand cannon?
Mm-hmm.
With how you were shooting last time, yeah.
What kind of rounds would you like?
Something with about 6 sides. Kind of. No.
Something mean. and something very helpful. If possible, I'd like to get him some flashbangs, or like a buzzer round, basically something that will distract or disorient enemies, and another one that's either like incendiary or explosive. Something that's make sure the thing is dead as hell thing.
There's incendiary ammo.
I couldn't remember if there was explosive ammo or not.
Keep in mind, a lot of specialty ammos require a cert to use.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Well, in general, except for less than lethal, it requires the certification.
Yep.
Actually, now that I think about it, I can't remember if he has that cert or not.
Easy enough to find out.
I'm
What
pretty
certs does he have?
Pretty sure Milo does. But that doesn't help you.
Either way, he's going to be buying the ammo and probably getting the certification when available.
It would be any of the adept, like handgun adept.
Oh, handgun adept? Then yes, I have
Yeah,
that.
shotgun adept, any of those, yeah.
Then yes, he has it, so... Oh!
Yeah, handgun adept is for SMGs and hand.
Well, there we go, gents. I'm gonna make his hand cannon extra spoopy.
Okay. There is a IN, which I assume means incendiary. This counts as having the melt property. And
Meltman with the ability to melt.
The flesh.
I'm afraid there are no flashbangs.
Oh, the flashbangs could be nades as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's no flashbang grenades either.
Oh, balls! I forgot. Oh man.
Yeah,
The only grenades are lethal ones in this edition right now.
yeah.
Well,
Dang it.
there's also the basically EMP grenade that we had to deal with on the murder mystery ship.
But that wasn't EMP. That was the noise thing.
Yeah, the spam in a can.
Spam in a can, yeah, that was it. I only call it EMP thing because I couldn't remember what it was actually called.
Yeah, I can't. I
That-
can't remember. Yeah, he's looking for something that will either cover a retreat or distract enemies so that they can launch an attack. So that's the idea here. Is he's looking for something to give him an extra firepower in an emergency. Not a whole lot, just enough so that he can, basically, if you run into a rogue bioprobe, explodey melty till it's gone. Or if we run into something that they can't fight, poof, run for the hills.
I can improvise something if you like.
That'd be appreciated, but I'm not gonna make this a big deal. It's just something that I think Guy would want to go into on this, considering how little they know in general about what they're walking into. This might be the last time that they're able to really resupply in any measure. So it's just... Yeah.
That is a very good point.
That reminds me of a thing Milo wants to build. But he's not going to get the opportunity to do because by the time he can, the thing's going to be over.
It's all good. I just figured, hey, this... Normally, Guy would not be purchasing something that's so ostentatiously violent, but at the same time, he recognizes he might be walking into territory where he might not get out if he doesn't.
Right.
And it's no longer just about him anymore. And that's probably why I'd say that's his motivation behind it, is it's not... If it was just him, he probably wouldn't worry so much. But it's not just him.
Mhm.
He's got his teammates. He's got the people who might still very well be alive. He can't risk it.
Okay. Let's just say yeah, you can probably get something flashbang-ish.
Okay.
Let's say 50 credits apiece.
Okay, he's gonna get 5 of them.
Okay.
So 250.
Ah.
What did he just buy? Grenades.
Flashbangs.
Non-lethal ones.
Non-lethal nades. Distraction pieces. Either way. He don't want...
Oh.
I'm just imagining like Kura stealing one of those and just being like ninja vanish in the middle of a fight, spiking one into the ground in front of himself. It goes off, blinds him, deafens him.
Ah!
Worth it!
I'm not vanishing. Why?
No, it worked! I can't see anything, so I must have vanished.
Okay, so...
Beautiful.
I can't see you.
So according to what I'm seeing here, I'm gonna do a quick rundown on the gear that he's got, and see if you guys think of anything else he might want to be getting here. He's got a flashlight, a gill suit, backpack, his vest, optics, so night vision, stuff like that, clean sweep, and those new flashbangs. Oh! You know what? He doesn't have any skill with it, really, but it'd be practical, just in case. A perk.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it has a shot of Vitae in it to keep people alive.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vitae has like one, or perks have like one dose of Vitae in them, last I remember.
I don't know about that, but I do know that if you don't mind that it gets used up, you don't actually need to have any skill. You just activate it and it can do the thing on its own.
Yeah, that's why I was saying a perk might be a good idea. However, I only have 900 credits left to do this on. So the question I have is how much is maybe a clip or 2 of the incendiary or high energy or whatever?
25 credits.
2 clips?
Which, yeah, it's described as good for 1 combat or until you have to reload.
Okay. Cool. So that means I can probably afford a perk, which is what? Like...
Let me find it.
I mean, all we really need now is to get you get Guy a black leather suit and an F2000 and call him good.
An F2000? What?
Full commando mode, yeah.
Yeah, just make him go full Sam Fisher.
You know, the sad thing is with Gun Fu and Sneak Attack and Stealth Fighter, it's
Perks 100 credits.
Yep.
Guy basically just went full Sam Fisher, which is the cat's thing. What color and material is the cat's stealth suit? Is it in fact the black leather, or whatever it's supposed to be?
Well, I mean, he's not really built for stealthiness. He's just precaution, right?
Yeah, he's just got all the toys that go along with it.
Yeah, he's not exactly built for stealth. He just happens to have all the toys that come along with it. He's not designed with this in mind. He's just kind of good at it. Kind of.
He just
He's
likes.
still much better at it.
He's not good at it, but boy are the gadgets cool.
Also, I paid extra for the tactical blackest. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Paid extra for tactical blacket.
I approve.
With the tactical gray.
Yeah, I'm just imagining now Kuro getting his engineering jumpsuit and tactical blackest. It's literally the same cobbled together Mars Co. engineering suit. It's just he spray painted it with Van Black.
Alright. Well, there we are, gentlemen. Dai's geared up and ready to go. He's got enough credits to last him.
And Milo's still in his cool new coat. One of them. I don't know which.
Okay. Well, unless anybody else has anything, they...
I purchased a couple spare magazines of ammunition, just regular ammunition.
Okay.
And one of less than lethal. Just in
Okay. Okay. Well, then, well, first I need to ask, is it time for us to stop?
Oh.
See, it is
Good.
about that time.
It is about that time.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would be a good place.
Yeah. Let's say you've done your purchase and you're in your ship and you're ready to leave, and we'll leave it at that. Maybe next time the Odd can make it and actually play your ship.
Yay!
Yay.
Dagnabbit.
Oh, wait, is the CA?
Okay. Well, let's
Record keeping?
yeah, you're right, record. That's let's say 12 credits for everybody.
12 credits?
XP.
Yay.
Sorry.
I was like, oh no. Oh no, our minimum wage has gone down.
So
Soon we'll stop buying diamonds and only eat avocados.
You do not this time you don't have to pay for the Estus leech yet.
next session, Forge.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
And 50 credits.
Yay.
Worth the expenditures, my friends. Worth the expenditures. Also, I have enough to get another thing. I think. Let me... Yeah! Oh man, I'm 3 off from being able to get my 4th die in Mind Exert.
Ooh.
So, next session, I will actually have 4 dice in my shoot.
Nice.
Right on. Alright. I am going to hop off here now that we've finished bookkeeping, because I need to see if they need any help in the kitchen.
Okay.
In the kitchen.
Indeed. Making
Did we get
jambalaya.
credits or no?
Yes,
We did.
50.
Okay. 25 back to each of them.
Oh, yay.
That's nice. That was nice of you. You didn't have to do that.
I've been debt to them.
You borrowed money from the merchant character. Just saying.
You borrowed money from the Decker character. Just saying.
Oh, so I just sold my soul.
Basically,
Yes.
in the two ways possible, basically.
That's why I'm paying them back.
Who did you
Alright.
pay back first?
Thanks for the game,
25
guys.
each.
Oh, okay.
Have a good night, y'all.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I
And
should.
bye, viewers.
Bye, viewers.
Bye. Have a good day.